Hi, this is Paul with Tweaktown. We're here today with Flash Memory Summit 2013. We're sitting down with Rafael Gutierrez, the business lead for the SSD Mid-Range Business and Computing Group. What we're talking about today is the SSD offerings and some of the more broad portfolio aspects that we're looking at with Seagate. I noticed that you guys have an M.2 SSD over there in the booth. Right now, for a lot of our viewers, M.2 is the hot topic. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure. First of all, we're excited to be here at the Flash Memory Summit, and it's always a pleasure, so thank you for the opportunity. We're very excited about M.2 moving forward. So if you look at Seagate investment as a whole, we're trying to cover basically each one of these segments on the SSD side, by the way, augmenting our existing portfolio of storage offerings. So what we're doing basically on M.2 is looking at extending that both on SATA and PCIe moving forward. We're showing that at the booth as a future offering, but we're very excited about that.
Excellent. And I noticed that you guys with the 600 and the 600 Pro, you guys were utilizing an LAMD controller, but now also you've made a strategic investment with EASIC. Can you kind of speak on that at all?
Sure. First of all, we're seeing a lot of traction with the LAMD controllers, both on the 600 and the 600 Pro.
Excellent.
Moving forward, we made a strategic investment on EASIC, primarily to be opportunistic and being fast to prototype some specific development relative to controllers. What's important perhaps to highlight is that we're already using EASIC on our hybrid drives. So it's an extension of what Seagate is already invested on relative to the bridge that exists on the hybrid drives.
Excellent. And with the hybrid drives, that seems to be a really big segment. I mean, you guys have abandoned the 7200 RPM segment for that form factor, and you're moving totally into the SSHD arena. How's that going for you guys? Are you getting a lot of traction with SSHDs?
It's going well. As you probably know, we were a single source for some time.
Absolutely.
Now that it's multi-source, I think the industry is beginning to adapt the concept. We're certainly seeing traction both on the compute side, and most recently, we announced a solution also for enterprise.
Excellent, excellent. And that's with the IBM drive, correct?
That is correct.
Yes, that's a very interesting drive. We hope to have in our lab soon. Also, you know, one of the great strengths of Seagate is your wide distribution channels, and that's something a lot of the smaller players, and frankly, they can't compete with that. I mean, because it's quite easy to process Seagate or to purchase Seagate products. So across the entire range, adding SSDs really gives you guys a broad portfolio. Something that we're seeing a lot of companies that are integrating both flash and hard disk drives is they're looking at providing software solutions like caching solutions and things of that nature. Do you see Seagate making any move towards offering some products that would bridge that gap a little bit and bring the two together?
Just to clarify, you're referring to caching solution on the client side?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's important perhaps to clarify to your audience that Seagate position is not basically at the lower end of client. We are not an MSATA player. We're not into caching of memory. We're more on the compute, mid-range, enterprise, and accelerators as a whole. So when we look at that, the short answer is that is not the emphasis of our business on the SSD side.
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you. We appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.